Hi friend, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I will be sharing with you how I make sourdough bagels. To some of you this may feel intimidating and it may feel like something that's way out of reach, but you will see as I show you step by step how to make these bagels that it's really not hard at all. And you will be so glad that you gave it a try. Typically you'd want to start your dough either really early in the morning or the night before, and that's when I prefer to do it. I like to let it bulk ferment overnight. So let's get our dough mixed up. We'll start out with an active, bubbly sourdough starter. I'm going to use my Bosch stand mixer to mix these bagels together, but you can use a KitchenAid mixer with a dough attachment, or you can mix it by hand. The reason it's nice to use a mixer is because this is a very stiff dough. I'll be doing a double recipe, but I'll give you directions for a single. Calls for a half a cup of active sourdough starter, so you want it nice and bubbly. And then we'll add 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 teaspoons of salt, and then we'll start out by just putting 2 cups of flour in. Then we'll mix this together. The recipe says to mix this for 10 minutes like this and then add the extra flour. But typically what I do is I just get the extra flour in here and then I mix it for 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, it's still sticking to the side, so I'm going to go ahead and add more flour to this. So I'm just going to keep adding this until it's completely pulled away from the side, and then I'll check it. I think the dough is looking pretty good. It's not tacky, so I'm going to let this mix for about 10 minutes. All right, this is looking pretty good. Take this here out. Get the dough out of here. It's a very stiff dough, and that's what we want. And then I'm just going to make this into a ball. That looks really good. And then I'm going to use one of these containers, and I'll put a link to these down below. I just love them because you can see where your dough is. I'm just going to spray the inside of this so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to set this dough down in here. And I'll roll it around to kind of coat the top of it. And then I'll kind of press it down so we can see how much is in here. Looks like there's a little over a quart here. So if you was putting this in a bowl, you can put a damp towel on it. This has a plastic lid, so I'm just going to set that on the top. And I'll leave it loose so it can still breathe. And then I'm going to leave this sitting out here all night. So I'm going to put this in our dining room because it's a little cooler. You normally let this ferment for about 8 to 12 hours. And I think it's going to be a little more than that before I can get to it tomorrow. So I'm going to put it out in our dining room because it's quite cool out there, just to kind of prolong the rise a little bit. Well, it's the next day. I had to encourage this a little and put it in the oven with the light on just to warm it up because it was so cold in the dining room. But it's domed here on the top. I'm going to flour the surface here. We'll get our dough out. I'll just make it into a log, and we're going to divide it up. Normally you divide this into 8. I did double, so I'm going to divide it into 16. So I just try to get this ball of dough kind of even so that when I cut it, it will be fairly even. You can weigh these all out and make sure that you get even amounts. So what I'm going to do now is try to make this into a ball. So I'll just pull the top down into the bottom, kind of pinch it up a little bit, get it into a rough ball shape. Also pulling tension to the top here. That will give you that nice smooth finish on your final bagels. And then I'll just set it here and kind of pull it around to smooth that bottom out a little bit. There we go, that's pretty good. And just kind of pinch the rest of that there. And then I'm going to press this down, and then I'll take both of my thumbs and push into the center to create a hole. And then I'm going to pull on it a little bit. And then I'll just kind of work my way around. I was watching some professional bagel bakers doing this, and the guy could put his whole hand in there. So that was the size of hole he did, and he just kept kind of working it around. And the reason you want to make this extra big is because once it swells up, if you don't make a big enough hole, you won't have a hole once you get it baked. So I'll just lay the finished bagel here on a baking sheet that has parchment paper on it. And then we'll just keep rolling pinching it around, get a nice ball, and then just pull some tension. And then I'm gonna flatten it. Take both of my thumbs, put them in the middle, and give it a stretch. So I'll go ahead and get the rest of these rolled. I got them all made up. So I have a damp tea towel here I'm gonna cover this with. I'm gonna let it sit here for about an hour to 4 hours. It should be done in an hour, but it depends on the temperature of your kitchen. I'm gonna put about 2 quarts of water in this pan. I'm gonna get our water on to boil. I'm gonna crank it right up here on high. And while our water is coming to a boil, I'm gonna show you how to make the everything bagel seasoning mix. There's many different recipes out there, and the one I'm going to use is relatively simple. It's just 1 tablespoon of onion flakes, 1 tablespoon of white sesame seeds. You can also mix in some black sesame seeds if you like. I didn't have any. A tablespoon of minced garlic, a tablespoon of poppy seeds. The recipe I used did not call for salt, but I feel like you have to have salt in it. So I just did a teaspoon of coarse gray salt. I'm just gonna use my fingers and mix this all together. I thought if I mixed it on this tray, then I can just dip them into this whenever it gets ready. But you could mix up a larger batch of this and put it in a container and then just sprinkle it on. So I'm gonna put honey in here. The recipe calls for 2 quarts of water, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. But I typically just do honey. So I'm just gonna guess here and put about 1/3 of a cup of honey in here. And the reason I like honey is because it makes the tops of the bagels nice and shiny. Let it come back to a rolling boil. Our bagels are proofed nicely. My towel stuck to some of these, so I got some weird little shapes on the top of them, but I bet you they'll still taste the same. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these poofier bagels here. Just carefully put that down into the water. I think I might change this to this other burner because it's a lot hotter of a burner that's boiling, but I feel like if I put 2 more bagels in there, it might cool it off too much. I like to start with just 1 to see how it's doing, but then I'll add 3 next time. So I'm gonna flip this over. You do about 1 minute on each side. All right, we'll get this out of here. Over here I have this baking dish, and then I just put this cooling rack on top of it. And that way, whenever I put my hot bagels on here, there'll be a place for the water to drip. We'll just, now we got some of that drained off, we'll just set that right over here to cool just a little, and then we'll dip it into our seasoning next. This burner's just not hot enough. I'm gonna move these over here to this other burner. I'm gonna dip this one in here. You can put egg white on the top of this to help it stick better. But if you catch them while they're wet, usually it sticks to it pretty good. These ones off of here. Yeah, now I'm getting a nice rolling boil. That burner just wasn't hot enough over on this other part. You know that you've proofed them long enough if they float right to the top. If they sink to the bottom, that means they probably didn't proof quite long enough, but they should still turn out. You can see that they're still nice and poofy, so I'm sure that they'll be just fine. But for optimum, you want to let them proof long enough so that they float. And we're just gonna do 1 minute on each side. Something I forgot to do is get my oven going. We gotta get it up on 425. Do you have a favorite bagel seasoning that you like to use? Typically, I just do all ours plain, but it is kind of fun to put something on. So the bagels that are all done here, I'm gonna get them on a parchment lined sheet pan. About a week ago, I made some whole wheat bagels, and I made them with cinnamon and raisin. And you can add inclusions to this as well. You just do it while it's still in the dough stage. And I'll do a video at some point showing you how to do that too. So I coated 8 of these, and there's not very much left on the plate. Half of my bagels then will have the spice on them. So that recipe works out almost perfectly then for just 1 single batch of bagels. As soon as our oven gets up to temperature, we're gonna get these in and get them finished. Time to get these in the oven. And we'll leave these in here for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'll set a timer so I don't forget. All right, I think these are probably done. I let them go 25 minutes. They look good. I'm gonna get these transferred over here. Let me know if you like your bagels plain or with toppings like sesame or the everything seasoning. They look really nice. How would you enjoy these? Would you like them toasted with butter, cream cheese, or as a sandwich? Let me know in the comments. I decided to toast this one. Look how nice it looks toasted. And this is the side with the everything bagel seasoning on it. It smells good. I love that spice. And of course, I love the bagels as well. It has a nice crispy exterior and a nice chewy interior. It's definitely worth the effort. And what's nice is if you make a large batch of these, you have them for a long time. And I actually want to show you how I wrap these up and freeze them. So I just pre-slice all of them. And then I just take, normally I take wax paper, but I got these little hamburger papers and I got them from the bin sale. So it's a perfect size for this. How perfect. And so I just put that in between. And the reason I put that in between is because when it's frozen, it's really hard to get them apart. I don't know if you've ever bought the store-bought ones. You'll know what I'm talking about. You have to pop them apart and it's really difficult when they're frozen. So after I get the piece of wax paper or this kind of paper in the middle, then I just wrap each one individually with saran wrap. And then I take one of these reusable bags and I just put them in there. And they last in the freezer for quite a while. So this is a really nice way to bulk batch, make a bunch. And you could put like sausage, egg, and cheese or something like that inside of here and freeze it that way also. I've done that. I did that on my English muffin video. I hope that you saw just how easy it is to make these sourdough bagels. And if you give it a try, I'd love it if you could share with me what you thought of them after you made them. And if you enjoy content like this, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel so that you can join me here again next time. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Bye for now.